is your first time, I hope you'll stay. Espero que te quedes. Now today we're going to be talking about your teachers. Okay, and before I start, I would just like to say, your teachers are your teachers, and there's always a level of respect which you must always maintain. But it doesn't mean that you can't express your true feelings towards your teacher. I mean, you're not going to say to their face, if you don't like that teacher, no me gusta este profesor. No, okay, you're not going to say that because that's extremely rude. But say your Spanish teacher asks you, ¿quién es tu profesor favorito? Okay, and who is your least favorite teacher? You can answer that. Okay, you can be truthful, and you don't have to say you love everyone. Again, you're using Spanish to express your true emotions. And so with that, I'm going to teach you some really useful sentences that you can use to answer the question, talk about your teacher. Who is your favorite teacher? What are the teachers like at your school? Okay, and so with that, I've got some useful sentences, as I've said, and I've got some great adjectives for you to use to talk about your teachers. I'm sure that I'm on the naughty list somewhere as well, but these are honest comments that I've got from students about teachers. You know, sometimes they come in and they just want to vent a little bit, and so, you know, I did a lesson about teachers, and some of these came out quite a lot, and so I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to go through them with you in Spanish so you will know how to express yourself if you're asked to talk about the teachers at your school. Okay, so right, first of all, we're going to start with our feelings. How do you feel about your teachers? And I know that most of you already know me gusta, which is I like. Me gusta mi profesor de matemáticas. I like my maths teacher. But what other ways can we express that I like? Well, there are a few ways. You can say, me cae bien. He falls me well, quite literally. Me cae bien is just saying, yeah, I like him. I think he's nice. Me cae bien. Me caes bien. I like you, okay? I like that one. It's very expressive, it's very colloquial, and it's a nice one for you to have on your list. Another one you've seen, me encanta. Okay? Normally you talk about me encanta is something, it's an object, right? But you can also say, me encanta mi profesor. I love my teacher. It's not quiero de amor, but it's you really like them. You like them a lot. Me encanta. I love my teacher. Okay? So those two for you. Me parece simpático or simpática. Okay? I think he or she is nice. Remember, simpático if it's a male teacher, and simpática if it's a female teacher. I think she's nice. Me parece simpática mi profesora de español. Okay? Or simply, me agrada. All of these mean that you like them. Okay? I like. So it's positive. Okay? Do you like or you love your teachers? If you want to express positive feelings towards your teacher, you would use these. Okay? Some of us are a little bit more, you know, negative. And so I have to provide the vocabulary for that also. So the opposite of me cae bien would be me cae mal. I don't like my RE teacher. Me cae mal. Me cae mal el profe de educación religiosa. Okay? So I don't like the RE teacher. Okay, me cae mal. No soporto, we've seen time and time again in other topics. And it just means I can't stand. I feel as though this is a little bit violent. No soporto mis profesores. I can't stand my teachers. That's awful. I hope you never have to say that. Okay? But no soporto is I can't stand. I wouldn't say this in an exam. Okay? I'm just putting it there because it exists. But I think it's quite feo. Es un poco feo eso. No? It's a little bit ugly. It's a little bit unkind. Okay? Me pone de los nervios. So it gets on my nerves. He or she gets on my nerves when they do such and such a thing. So it's not that me pone los nervios when you see them, you know, it gets on my nerves. No, I'm saying you can use this to apply to perhaps an action that your teacher does that irritates you. Me pone los nervios cuando grita, okay? So gets on my nerves when she shouts, for instance, okay? Me pone los nervios. He or she gets on my nerves. But again, I don't like the ugly feelings, okay? I like to be positive. But, see, if I don't like someone, I think I'm more inclined to say, está bien. It's all right, yeah? Está bien. Profesora de historia, está bien. It's okay. You don't have to be mean. You can also say está bien, okay? Está bien. Está bien. It's not that he or she is great, but you don't want to be mean. Está bien. Yeah, it's nothing fantastic to add, but at the same time, you don't want to be rude. You don't want to be mean. Okay, so let's move on to some great sentences that you can use to talk about your teacher. Sometimes we do things right. Okay, there are lots of things that I think many of your teachers are doing right. And I mean, this is feedback from you, so I'm just passing on the information. Right, this one, which I love because lots of people said that, and this mattered to a lot of students. Nos escucha. Us, she listens, quite literally. So, nos escucha means she listens to us. Nos escucha, okay? Nos escucha. She listens, he or she listens to us. Or nos hace caso. That's a really nice expression as well. Nos hace caso. Nos, you can say nos hace caso. Okay? So it pays attention to us. Nos hace caso. Okay? And that's important to anyone in life, isn't it? If your teacher listens to you, you feel important, and so then your performance is better in general. Okay, next. Love this. I always say this about my teacher from, I think I was in year 7, Miss Campbell, me hace creer en mí misma. So she makes me believe in myself. That's quite important, you know, especially in those subjects that you don't feel as though you're particularly good or strong. And if you get that one teacher that says, you can do it, you're amazing, you're brilliant, it just makes such a difference. So if a teacher makes you believe in yourself, I think that's a great thing to say. Me hace, she makes me believe, creer en mí mismo, or en mí misma if you're a girl. Okay? Me hace creer en mí mismo. So he or she makes me believe in myself. How great is that? Yeah? Isn't that what we're here to do? To say, fantastic, you can do that, and I'm here to guide you through this journey of school, your school life. Brilliant, love it. Next one that we got on our list, we had nos motiva. Nos motiva or me motiva. No, she motivates me. He or she motivates us as a group. Nos motiva. And if it's just me that she motivates, well, me motiva me, me motiva, okay? So he or she motivates us. Or me, yeah? Nos motiva, she motivates us. Or he motivates us. Okay, love that. This one, which I thought was quite interesting, le importamos. Okay, le importamos means she cares about us. Le, he or she is the same, it remains le importamos. He or she cares about us. Okay? He or she cares about us. What if you wanted to say he or she cares about me? Then you would take off the mos and you would say le importo. So you put an O where the A is, le importo. She cares about me, le importo. Okay? Right, brilliant. Number 5, a lot of people said this. No se enfada. No se enfada means your teacher doesn't get angry. I can't say that I never do this because sometimes, there are days and then there are days. There are days and then there are days. So she or he doesn't get angry. I mean, it's like everything in life, there are moments when we do lose our temper, and you know, because you're there with us. Okay, not saying that he or she does not get angry. And number 6, explica bien. Important, importantísimo, que explique bien, no? Explica bien means he or she explains well, okay? There's nothing worse than a teacher who doesn't explain the lesson well, and then we're just all lost and we don't know what to do because sometimes we're shy and we just don't want to raise our hands to say, Miss or Sir, I don't understand, because maybe they will get, a lo mejor se enfada, ¿no? A lo mejor se enfada. Okay. Right, so explica bien means he or she explains well, okay? Number 7, nos anima. I love this verb. Animar is to cheer you on, okay? To motivate you to do something. Nos anima a participar, okay? Or me anima a participar. Animar is to encourage. So here we'll be saying, she encourages us to participate, okay? Nos anima a participar, okay? So he or she encourages us to participate. Nos anima a participar en clase, okay? So he or she encourages us to participate in class, okay? Nos anima, okay? Anima, to encourage or to cheer you on. And you need a cheerleader in your classroom, don't you? You do, absolutely, it's a must. Number 8, cree en nosotros, okay? Love that. Remember, cree, to believe. Cree, he or she believes in us. Okay? He or she believes in us. So you might say, nuestro profesor de matemáticas cree en nosotros. Y por eso resaltamos en matemáticas. Okay? So our maths teacher really believes in us, and so that's why we do so well in maths. Okay? Right. Cree en nosotros. Cree. And the last one, number 9, muestra empatía y comprensión. So muestra shows. He or she shows empathy and comprehension. So shows empathy and comprehension, understanding. Okay? And that's quite important. I think when a teacher shows you that they can see where you're coming from, that does a lot for the relationship. And so you do better in class. That's just a fact. Okay? Okay. Now we're going to look at the things that some teachers do which you do not like, not one little bit. Okay? Let's be honest. So a negative side to it. Okay? We don't like those teachers who shout. So grita mucho. He or she shouts a lot. I mean, sometimes, I can see why. Because I've gone to classes where I'm like, oh my gosh, how would I handle this class? Let's be honest. Okay, grita mucho, shouts a lot. He or she shouts a lot. Remember to write a lot separately, because a lot of us tend to write it together, but it's 2 words, a lot. Okay? Next one, se enrolla. That came from a Spanish student, actually. Se enrolla means that you go on and on and on. So some of us talk a lot, and I would have to raise my hand and say, that is me. me enrollo mucho. So it's when you go on and you talk for ages. Kids don't like that, and I have to say, I do that. I'm on the naughty list, I did say. So to go on and on and on, go on and on and on. So when, you take the long route to get to the point, you don't get to the point, you just go on and on and on. I hear you. You don't like that. So I'm going to try and do that less. Let's move on. Okay, next one from here was explica mal y rápido. So this teacher explains badly and quickly. Okay, and another thing that was said as well when I was doing this session was that el profesor se enfada cuando tiene que explicar muchas veces. So when the teacher has to explain a lot of times, he gets angry, and you didn't like that. So we must try not to do that so much. Explica mal. So explains badly and quickly. Explains mal is badly. Badly or quickly. Because you get lost. And you get lost, don't you? And when you get lost, it's not good for anyone because you don't know where you are. And so patience is our best quality, really. Corre. Corre is run, isn't it? For us, correr is to run. But it means to rush. Corre mucho. It's not saying that my teacher runs a lot. Just saying that he's always in a hurry. Okay? He rushes through everything. Rushes quickly through everything, and you don't like that. So rushes a lot. Okay? Your words, not mine. And the last one, tiene una voz aburrida. I actually felt really bad when someone said this because it is true. The voice is such a massive tool in the classroom, and if your voice is very monotonous, we fall asleep, don't we? It's not your teacher's fault if he has a boring voice, but I understand what you're saying. It makes the class a little bit dull. So, tiene una voz aburrida. He or she, we didn't specify, has a boring voice. Has a boring voice. The same is to be said when a teacher has a voice that's really interesting and you are just captivated by everything that person is saying. So it goes both ways. Your voice can either be really captivating or it'll send you to sleep. So we hear you and we're trying to work on that one. Okay, so let's have a look at some adjectives quickly before we go. We have some positives and some negative adjectives that you can use to describe your teachers. So we have paciente, which is patient, it's almost the same word, and the opposite would be impaciente. Okay, we don't want una profesora impaciente. No. Okay, it's just, we know that. Okay, cariñoso, loving. Okay, especially for the younger kids, I feel as though this is very important. So caring, cariñoso. Okay? And on the opposite side, gruñón, which is grumpy. Depends on the day you catch me. I might be cariñosa or I might be gruñona. Okay, gruñona. If it's a female, you put an A on the end. Hoy me siento un poco gruñona. Okay, hoy estoy un poco gruñona. No soy gruñona, pero a veces. Okay, so that's it. I love that one. Cautivador or cautivadora if it's a female teacher. And that just means someone who is really enthralling. She's very engaging. Yeah, cautivador, engaging. I like that word better. Because you want to be engaging. You want to be engaged in what is being taught for it to stay in your head, you know. So I love that. Mi profesor de biología es cautivador. My biology teacher is engaging. And so we learn a lot. Así que aprendemos mucho. Okay? Aprendemos mucho. Creativo, you've seen that one, creative. And the last one on this side is serio. And it's a good thing because students actually said they liked their teachers serious and not too friendly all the time, because they didn't like the teachers who were always trying to be their friend. So you can be amigable, which is friendly, but not too friendly. There's a difference. Okay? So serious is good. It can be positive. It can be negative as well. You're too serious, you never smile, you're a bit gruñona. But serious means that you take your work seriously, you take your subject seriously, you take your students seriously, and that's a good thing. Okay? So it's not always bad. Okay. Over here we have gritón, which means a person who shouts a lot. Okay? So shouty. Okay? It's just a bit of a shouter. No? This interesado, I thought this was quite interesting, because a lot of people said that the teachers they liked the most were those teachers who were genuinely interested in their lives, in their students' lives, and they showed interest. So I thought that was interesting to put that there. So if a teacher is disconnected and not interested in what you do in your life, in your work, that's not really a good thing. So uninterested, desinteresado, uninterested. I like that. And the last one is inflexible, okay? Unflexible. So the teacher that says, this is the way it is, I'm not going to change my mind, you cannot convince me, there is no way, it's Monday, I said the deadline was Monday, and it doesn't matter if everything is going wrong in your life, you're going to get punishment for this. That would be considered a very un profesor muy inflexible, no? So we didn't really like that, okay? Inflexible. So you want a flexible teacher. Una profesora o un profesor flexible, okay? Love that. Please add adjectives, both positive and negative, to make this list a little bit longer. Add them down below. I would love to see what your teacher is like. That is it. I hope that this video has given you some really good, solid sentences to help you answer the question, ¿Cómo es tu profesor? O ¿Quién es tu profesor favorito? Y por qué? And so that is it. I am going to leave you until next time with the question, ¿Quién es tu profesor favorito? Y por qué? I will see you next time. Bye. Adiós, chicos.